Hello friends, welcome to the new episode of Did You Know? In this episode, we're gonna talk about the marvelous author Roald Dahl.
Yeah!
His books sold over 250 million copies all around the world. This makes him one of the best-selling authors in the world. In his books, he used a lot of interesting adjectives, funny poems that allow children to enjoy every page of the book. Here are some interesting facts about Roald Dahl.
Fact 1.
He invented more than 500 words and character names.
Fact 2.
He wrote most of his books in his garden shed. It's a very tiny place. You'll see here. This one is Mark Twain's garden shed, and this one is Bernard Shaw's garden shed, and this one is Roald Dahl's again. It looks like some authors like to write in their private spaces. Do you have a private space to write or read?
Fact 3.
He is also an inventor. One day, his son Theo got hit by a taxi and he had a serious brain damage. 3 people, a doctor, an engineer, and Roald Dahl, came together and worked on a device to help Roald Dahl's son to get better. A fun fact, by the time the device was ready to be used, his son Theo already got better and they didn't need to use it on him. However, thousands of children around the world were able to get better by using the device Roald Dahl and his friends had invented. Thank you, Roald Dahl and friends.
Fact 4.
He was an aeroplane pilot in World War II.
Fact 5.
His parents were originally Norwegians, naming their son after Roald Amundsen, the Norwegian explorer who became the first man to reach the South Pole.
Fact 6.
When he was going to boarding school, he was also working as a chocolate taster for a chocolate company. That's how he was inspired to write his famous piece, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Now I will name you some of the most famous books Roald Dahl wrote. And my favorite book, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Mr. Fox trying to steal some food and drinks from some farmers. And then they try and hunt the foxes. Let's see what happens when you read this. The next book is James and the Giant Peach. This story is about James's parents being eaten by a hippo that escaped from the zoo in London, and he's on a journey with a gigantic peach. The last book is a really nice and creative book as well. It's called George's Marvelous Medicine. He makes this medicine and someone goes really big.
As you can see, he is such a brilliant, marvelous and successful author. Where did he get his inspiration from? How did he write all these books? Did he have superpowers? Did he find it easy to write books? Wasn't he struggling at all? Let's find out what he said about it in his interview.
The only struggle is that every time I write something, privately I struggle. And perhaps rewrite it 6 times and take 6 months to write a story. That's my struggle.
Wait a minute. Did he say 6 times? 6 times. He's writing one story 6 times. He's writing a story. He's reading it. And he doesn't like some parts. And he changes it and he writes it again. And he reads it again and he doesn't like it and changes some parts again and he writes it again and he reads it again, and he changes some parts again, and he writes it again, and he reads it again, and he does this like 6 times for just one story. I think he's not a quitter, huh? He's a hard worker.
But when it's finished, there's no struggle.
So you're very hard on yourself when you write?
Yes, yeah. And I write, I have always kept regular hours, which is 4 hours a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the late afternoon, and 7 days a week.
He works 4 hours every day and 7 days a week. He's a very principled man.
So you can control inspiration then?
Yes, writing is not inspiration, you know, it's not. It's keeping your bottom on the seat and working, really is. And the ideas that you get, if they're amusing or inventive or original, they come while you're working at the desk, always.
Not when you're walking in the...
No, not when you're walking in the fields or shaving or in the bath. No, they don't. It blossoms while you're at the desk.
Every author has different ways of working. Roald Dahl didn't wait for inspiration. He was working every day, and I can tell that he was a very hard-working man. And he was practicing a lot. So, you know the word, practice makes perfect. Do you think you're practicing enough with the things that you love? Maybe you like swimming. Maybe you like reading or playing a musical instrument. Are you ready for a challenge? Do you think you can challenge yourself by doing what you love every day? During our summer holiday, try to practice what you like doing every day. I can't wait to see your results after the break. Have fun!